Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week, because fall's on its way, I am making a giant baked potato cake. I love warm, hearty foods in the fall. Who's with me?
Woo.
Jeremy?
Nah.
What do you eat in the fall?
I don't know.
This is a 12-pound baked potato.
Woo!
What? So I baked 12 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake, leveled them, and removed the caramelization from the bottom. I'm also removing the caramelization from the side, so I'm just gonna finish that up. Yes, you know, like the bag of potato that weighs 12 pounds?
Yeah.
This is that in one. Now, it's time for simple syrup. This is not just regular simple syrup and a regular stir squeeze. This is How to Cake It stir squeeze.
Yes.
Now that the simple syrup has soaked into my cake layers, it's time to fill and stack them. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but we have an important last-minute announcement. All revenue earned in the first 48 hours that this video is released on YouTube will be donated to hurricane relief funds in the US and Caribbean. So please, share this video, watch it over and over again, and let's raise this money. If you know of a charity, organization, or fund that could really use this help from us, please leave a comment below and let us know who it is. We love your input and we really want this money to go to the right place. We hope that we can make a difference with our contribution. Now back to the video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to fill and stack 3 of these vanilla cake layers with my Italian meringue buttercream. I'm reserving 1 layer for later on. To carve the potato, I made myself a rough template of an oval just with a piece of paper. What?
Sorry. I said the exact same thing when I saw it. I had the exact same thing.
What, that I made a template of an oval?
Template of an oval.
I don't understand why this is funny at all. I said rough template. It wasn't even perfect. I was cutting off 2 ends of the round cake, right? Already this made my cake an oval, but then I took those 2 ends and sandwiched them against the long end so I can make the potato a bit longer, right? I just stacked it and chilled it. Oh, stack and chill. We gotta make that a thing. I think it could be a dance. I think it could be a dance.
Jeremy, do you agree?
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jeremy agrees with nothing we say. Doesn't even like fall foods because of us. I'm gonna start to carve this cake into a potato.
You're a potato carver.
I am! Except I'm carving cake into a potato, not a potato into like a war figurine or something.
A war figure?
I don't know. A unicorn? Is that what you would carve? What would you carve out of a potato, Jeremy? What would you carve?
I feel like maybe a castle or something.
A potato castle.
Potato castle.
Okay. For a man who doesn't like potatoes.
Yes.
You can go live in it. Make sure to keep some of your cake scraps reserved in a bowl because we're going to use these later on. Remember the layer? I'm going to use it. So I flipped my potato cake over, spread a little bit of Italian meringue buttercream, and then placed that last layer on top. I did trim it down a little. It wasn't as high as the other layers. And then with my knife, I carved away the excess and carved it into the potatoes. I love carving cakes like this because potatoes are not perfect.
I don't know. Do you like carving cakes like this?
I mean, yes and no. Why did we not put eyes on a potato? I feel like this is discrimination. Do we only do that to fruits? And then I crumb coated that area and flipped the cake back right side up. And once that was chilled, I iced the entire potato again and chilled it. This is truly a great starter cake because you don't have to be scared of the carving. You don't have to even be scared of the fondant application or even what I do to texture this cake. There's a lot of different things that you can learn along the way, but it's not difficult as a whole. And even if it looks a bit mashed, baked potatoes look mashed. It's just more realistic. So share this video if you love giant food cakes and you're gonna try making this cake yourself. I hope enough people share it that it ends up in Jeremy's personal feed. And he'll be like, that's terrible. This is an episode where I used some of the most delicious colored fondant I've ever seen. Do you agree, Jeremy? It was so fleshy. Imagine the skin of a potato if there was no dirt on it. It was like my inner arm. Like it was just, there was something about it. Before covering this cake with fondant, I'm gonna cover the top of it with a layer of plastic wrap. So I don't want it to run down the sides of the potato at all. I just want it to stay on the top of the potato. Roll out the fondant as thin as you can, drape it over the potato, and then with your hands, smooth it all over the potato. So yes, the plastic wrap is staying underneath the fondant for now. Don't worry, we're gonna come back and get it out. Okay, it's time to texture the potato skin. So if you ordered the turkey skinator from my infomercial when I first released it on how to make it, it now doubles as a potato skinator. You see the bargain? We didn't even know the potential of the turkey skinator back then. After the shelf liner, I used a pointed end of a cell stick, which is just sort of a sculpting tool, to poke the potato. The next thing I'm gonna do is use a ball tool to create some grooves in the potato. I'm using the larger end of the ball tool, and I'm just sort of rubbing it onto the surface of the fondant, creating grooves and indents. And the grooves don't have to be even or equal or the same shape. See what I mean? I know how to wing it. If you know how to wing it, hashtag wing it.
I think you know how to wing it. You just wing it perfectly.
Okay.
She can't argue.
You can't.
Oh! So I did something else. I used a tool in a way you're not supposed to, or not that you're not supposed to, but I never thought of. So to create eyes on the potato, I was going to use a series of piping tips so that I can make like a smaller circle within a larger circle. And then I thought to myself, I'm going to use an eyedropper to make the eyes.
Oh.
See that? I don't think an eyedropper has ever been used to make an eye.
To make a cake.
That either, yes. Finally, once again, I'm gonna return to using my cell stick, and I'm just gonna use a lighter hand this time, poking my potato all around, just adding more texture to the cake. The next thing I'm gonna do is paint this cake. I'm using a combination of
ivory
and brown and clear food grade alcohol to paint this cake. I just wanna give it a bit of warmth. Then I went back and darkened the paint with a little more brown and used a smaller brush to focus on the eyes. I just wanted to darken them because more dirt usually gets inside of the eyes. Then once again with this darker paint, I used a bigger, more soft bristled brush to sort of dab patches and areas of darker paint. Now I need to put on my white jacket because I am going to become a potato surgeon. We have to remove the plastic. Had the fondant touched the cake, it would have adhered to the cake. So I just tried out this plastic method and it really, really worked well. Not a lot of surgeons go into potato surgery. It's very difficult. It goes like heart surgeon, brain surgeon, potato surgeon.
Hashtag potato surgeon.
Hashtag potato surgeon. I like to use these interviews as an opportunity to get more ridiculous. It's my way of pushing the envelope. So I cut away some of the fondant across the potato and then peeled it back. And then I made the lines that I cut even more imperfect by making them look more jagged. We actually watched a Martha Stewart video on how to get a potato open.
Really?
She's amazing. Because, Jeremy, all the other videos we watched, everybody like cut them open.
Yeah.
Oh no, Martha banged it on the table. That's why she hangs out with Snoop now. I knew, I love her. If you also love Martha and Snoop Dogg together as much as I do, share this video because I want them to see it. This is, you know what Martha and Snoop are? They're like my two favorite worlds colliding. Baking and 90s rap. Hello, my life is complete. Now that the fondant at the top of my potato is peeled back and the plastic is removed, I'm just gonna use a little more of my leftover paint to paint that inner fondant in case any of this is exposed at the end. The next thing I wanna do is place this potato cake in the fridge so that the paint can dry fully before the next step. Once the potato is... sentences, more sentences. Once the paint is fully dry, I'm going to paint this potato again, but this time with cocoa.
Oh.
What did I do this on? I did it on avocado, I did it on turkey. Carrot! Yeah.
Something else.
We also never put eyes on a carrot.
No,
We are discriminating against vegetables and it's rude. I ended up liking the way the regular cocoa looked more on the cake. It really looked like potato dirt. Remember the cake scraps that I had you reserve? You want to take a small bowl full of those cake scraps, And I used a fork to just break them down and sort of mash them up. And then I added a couple of spoonfuls of my Italian meringue buttercream and mixed it together. This is just so that the cake crumbs will sort of bond together. I'm going to lay a border of this cake crumb mixture all around the inside of that cut, and it's gonna look like the inside of the potato that's revealed when you cut open a baked potato. If you are a Cake Tea Club member, this is this month's cake tea, except it's an apron. Now you can like switch it up and wear it over some of the old cake teas. Wear it alone.
Well, that might be
weird, but there's no reason you can't do it in the comfort of your own home. Jocelyn. Also, if you're a member of the Cake Tea Club, you get a free cake pun pencil this month, as well as a postcard from me. For the sour cream on my baked potato, I am making a batch of my 7-minute frosting. I have a video where you can see me do that, and you can watch that right here.
Yep.
You like that? On top of sour cream, I'm planning to top this baked potato with chives, bacon bits, and grated cheddar cheese. Yum.
Yum, yum.
Yum. For the chives on this cake, I'm using some thin green apple licorice, and it comes in like strands. Remember that licorice? I haven't had it in years. Because they're not dark enough, I'm actually gonna brush on some moss green food coloring, and then I set the strands aside to dry and let the color sort of just dry before we touch it again. In the meantime, I'm going to make my bacon bits, and for that, I'm cutting up some dried fruit strands, are called fruit leather. These are actually ones that my son loves. True story, my son ate 4 of them and Jeremy had to go out and get more. Honest, true story. So thank you, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
For the cheddar cheese, I've made a batch of my white modeling chocolate that I have dyed to look like cheddar cheese and let it set up overnight in the fridge. And now I'm gonna grate that cheese for my grated cheddar. Let me address the chives.
Back to the chives.
Back to the chives. Once the paint on your green licorice strands are dry, you can then chop them up like chives. Just lay the licorice strands together and use a knife and chop. I did not measure, I didn't lay a ruler beside it, I just chopped. It was very freeing. Now I have all my toppings. I'm gonna set up a toppings bar and top this baked potato. I wanna know how you all out there top your baked potato. Do you do chives or do you do green onions? Where do you put your salt and pepper? Is bacon involved? We need these questions answered. Get your hashtags started. Hashtag chives, hashtag sour cream, hashtag butter, hashtag cheese, hashtag anything that has nothing to do with cake, only potatoes. I don't do butter and sour cream.
Oh, I do.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's wild. Do you see that? Jocelyn literally just went like this. Oh, I do. Girl. Sour cream and butter. She did that. That's what she did. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next Tuesday with a brand new video. Please share this baked potato video so it will land in Jeremy's feed. And Martha's. And Snoop's. Not in that order. Reverse the order. Thank you.
I did get like a quick insert shot of the potato, like the model.
Okay.
Only because she was measuring it.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
You mean you captured that footage?
I tried. I scrambled.
It's like 5 1/4. I like 3.
I saw you with the ruler measuring
The
and then
potato?
yeah, and then trying to figure out the ratios, and I was like, I'm getting this.
Yolanda, did you measure a potato?
I might have. I'm not embarrassed. I'm a potato measurer.